Taehyung of BTS once again proved that he is not just an idol who performs on stage, but an artist who speaks through movement, emotion, and silence. On a day that is usually filled with cakes, candles, and cheerful celebrations, Taehyung chose a different language to mark his birthday. Instead of words, he let his body speak. Instead of speeches, he offered art. And instead of a simple greeting, he delivered a moment that would linger in the hearts of ARMY far longer than any ordinary celebration ever could. The video begins quietly, almost modestly. A familiar practice studio, wooden floors reflecting soft lights, walls that have witnessed countless hours of hard work and repetition. Taehyung stands alone in the center, dressed in dark, simple clothing, a cap pulled low over his face. There is no grand introduction, no dramatic build-up. And yet, from the very first second, something feels different. There is a tension in the air, a sense that this is not just another dance practice clip. This is something personal. As the music starts, Taehyung moves, not rushed, not flashy, just controlled, intentional motion that immediately pulls the viewer in. His arms extend with a quiet confidence, his steps grounded yet fluid, as if every movement has been carefully thought through and emotionally charged. This is not choreography meant to impress with speed or complexity. This is a dance meant to be felt. ARMY watching from around the world instantly sensed it. This was not a performance created for trends or virality. This was Taehyung expressing something deeper, something that words could not fully capture. His body seemed to carry years of experience, growth, restraint, and release all at once. Every turn, every pause, every subtle shift in weight felt meaningful, as if he was telling a story only he truly understood. Yet somehow everyone could feel that on his birthday, Taehyung did not simply celebrate another year of life. He reflected it. The maturity in his movement was impossible to ignore. Gone was the playful uncertainty of youth. In its place stood an artist fully aware of his presence, his power, and his silence. There was confidence, but not arrogance. Strength, but also vulnerability. It was a balance that only someone who has lived, learned, and endured can achieve. As the dance continued, emotions began to swell among viewers. Many ARMY admitted they found themselves holding their breath, replaying certain moments again and again. Not because the moves were loud or explosive, but because they were honest. Taehyung did not overperform. He allowed space. Space for feeling. Space for interpretation. Space for connection. Social media reacted instantly. Clips spread rapidly. Timelines flooded with reactions ranging from awe to tears. Fans described feeling comforted, inspired, even understood. Some said the dance felt like a quiet conversation between Taehyung and ARMY, one that didn't need subtitles or explanations. Others felt that the performance carried the weight of everything Taehyung has never said out loud. What made the moment even more powerful was its simplicity. No elaborate stage, no extravagant lighting, no backup dancers, just Taehyung, music, and movement. It was a reminder that true artistry does not rely on excess. It relies on sincerity. Many longtime fans noticed something else as well. This dance felt different from his previous performances. It carried a more experimental tone, blending softness with sharp precision, restraint with sudden release. It felt less like a routine and more like an exploration, as if Taehyung was testing new boundaries, both physically and emotionally. Speculation naturally followed. Was this a hint of something more? A preview of a future solo project? A new artistic direction? Fans debated passionately, analyzing every frame, every gesture, every pause. But even amid all the theories, one thing remained clear. Whatever this dance represented, it came from a deeply personal place. Taehyung has always been known for his magnetic presence and striking visuals. Yet this moment reminded everyone that his true strength lies in his ability to communicate emotion. Without speaking, without smiling for the camera, he managed to reach millions. That is not something that can be taught. It is something that is lived. For ARMY, this birthday gift felt incredibly intimate. It wasn't loud or celebratory in the traditional sense. It was reflective, thoughtful, almost meditative. And that is precisely why it resonated so deeply. In a world full of noise, Taehyung chose quiet intensity. In a moment meant for celebration, he chose truth. As the video came to an end, many fans described feeling an unexpected emptiness, followed by warmth. The kind that stays with you long after the screen goes dark. The kind that reminds you why you became a fan in the first place. Not just because of music or fame, but because of connection. Taehyung's birthday dance was not just a performance. It was a statement, a reminder that he continues to grow, evolve, and challenge himself. A reminder that artistry is a journey, not a destination. And a reminder that sometimes, the most powerful messages are delivered without a single word. This birthday did not mark an ending or a pause. It felt like a quiet beginning, one that invites curiosity, anticipation, and deep emotional reflection. If this dance is any indication of what lies ahead, then Taehyung's artistic path is far from predictable and far from ordinary. AS Army continues to replay the video, frame by frame, emotion by emotion. One thing becomes increasingly clear. Taehyung did not simply celebrate his birthday. He shared a piece of himself. And in doing so, he reminded the world why his presence is so profoundly felt. The candles may have been blown out off-screen, but the impact of this moment continues to burn brightly in the hearts of millions. And perhaps that is the most beautiful celebration of all. The studio is empty now, the lights dimmed, but the echoes of Taehyung's birthday dance still linger in the air, replaying endlessly across phones, screens, and hearts around the world. What was meant to be a quiet artistic gift has exploded into something far bigger, far more dangerous, and far more emotional than anyone expected. In a private meeting room far from the cameras, tension cuts through the air like a blade. Voices rise, then fall, then rise again. Executives argue over intentions, over timing, over control. Someone slams a hand on the table and says the word that changes everything. This wasn't approved. Another voice fires back, sharp and cold. Art doesn't ask for permission. The room goes still. No one needs to say his name. Everyone knows who they're talking about. Meanwhile, Taehyung sits alone, scrolling through his phone. His expression is unreadable. Praise floods in by the millions, but so do accusations, assumptions, and theories spiraling out of control. Headlines twist his dance into something political, rebellious, even defiant. Some claim he is sending a secret message. Others say he crossed an invisible line. Fans argue fiercely among themselves, defending him, questioning him, projecting their own emotions onto every movement he made. Then the first controversial clip surfaces. A slowed-down frame of his dance, zoomed in, isolated, stripped of context. "Look at this move," someone writes. "This isn't just dance." The comment explodes. Arguments ignite. Supporters call it brilliance. Critics call it provocation. Neutral observers fuel the fire with speculation. The internet does what it always does when it senses blood. Late that night, Taehyung receives a call. He listens more than he speaks. When he finally responds, his voice is calm but firm. "I didn't do this to shock anyone," he says quietly. "I did it because it was honest." The line goes dead. On the other end, no one knows whether to be afraid or impressed. The next day, a member crosses his path backstage. "You okay?" The voice asks, half concern, half warning. Taehyung exhales slowly. "I didn't expect this," he admits. "But I don't regret it." There is a pause. "They're saying you meant something else." Taehyung looks up, eyes steady. They always do. As the controversy grows, so does the pressure. Meetings multiply. Schedules shift. Statements are drafted and deleted. Someone suggests silence. Someone else suggests an apology. The word damage control is whispered too many times. Taehyung hears it all, and for the first time in a long while, something inside him tightens. Then comes the surprise no one saw coming. Without warning, Taehyung goes live. No announcement. No countdown. Just his face filling the screen, bare and unfiltered. The comment section explodes instantly. Millions tune in within seconds. He doesn't smile. He doesn't wave. He just looks straight into the camera, breathing slowly, as if grounding himself.